What's going on, everyone? It's your boy, Dead on Dave. Welcome back to the channel. It's time for your weekly magnificence on the baseball dime. That is, of course, Touch 'em All, the show where you get all of the dirt and rosin and all that good pine tar and all those wonderful smells and sights and sounds of the game. Get me some peanuts and Cracker Jack, because I don't care if I never get back. Now, I'm joined with my good friend, my buddy, my partner, the only St. Louis Cardinal fan, team personnel, whatever, anyone associated with them all that I can actually tolerate. My hitting coach, my batting instructor, my pitching mentor, that abstract of muscle, the mountain of man, Jeff the Huff Huffman. What's going on, bud?
Oh, not much. Cardinals built that division lead back up a little bit. Went to the game the other night. Had a good time there.
I hate you and I hate them.
Hey, it's not our fault that you got swept by the Phillies.
Oh God, really? That's how we got to start this? Really? That's you want to poke the bear? Oh, or the cub? Jeff, why are they so bad?
Well, somebody needs to poke the cub and wake it up.
No fucking shit. But we're going to get into why I think the Cubs are fading. And yes, I am using the word fading. We got Hall of Famers to talk about, Yankees, Greinke. We got all kinds of stuff to get into on this show, which I have to admit will be a little abbreviated because I'm having weather issues here in Germany and my internet might go down at any time. But let's go ahead and get it going and start with them. Kansas City Royals. Who the hell thought that this was going to happen? The Royals get Johnny Cueto, make a huge move, and they now have to be considered the front runners.
Adds a little kick to their rotation.
A little bit, and weird turning mechanisms.
You didn't get that?
I did, but I went. Okay. I went further with his weird mechanics that he has.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, he's got that weird turn to his delivery too, you know.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, so they acquired Johnny Cueto for Brandon Finnegan, John Lamb, and Cody Reed. 3 left-handed pitching prospects. One who was a high draft pick last year. Another who's kind of a burnout, and Cody Reed, who I know nothing about.
Yeah, Finnegan pitched in the College World Series last year and the World Series.
Yes, he did. They're still not sure if he's going to be a reliever or a starter, but, you know, it's going to be interesting to see what they decide to do. I was waiting for you to go. I wasn't sure.
No, I thought you were going to say something else.
Well, yeah, but, give and take. A lot of people seem very happy with this trade. It seems like both teams benefited, which is not always the same when you get a blockbuster trade.
Yeah.
The Royals get a frontline starter now. There is questions about Johnny Cueto's health, which has been up and down. Not only his health, but his performance has been it, and that could be the key reason as to why. However, he looked brilliant the other day. So if the Royals get that guy for the rest of the year, this is a prototypical win-now move, and you know what? It could help the Royals win now. What do you think?
I think they're much more scary this year than last year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
they're hitting.
They're actually hitting this year, and now they got that top-of-the-line starter. And the bullpen is still disgusting. I mean, they're a much more scary team than last year.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. And Cueto is a guy who he eats innings. He's a good pitcher, man.
Which is something the rest of their starters don't do.
That's true. I'm not a huge fan of the rental paradigm. You know, I'm not
either.
But you know, when you're this close to Kansas City, and let's face it, Kansas City, because they're building their team off of that bullpen. I mean, without that bullpen, who knows how many games they'd be below where they are right now. Bullpens burn out quick.
I mean, with the exception of yesterday, Ventura has been very disappointing. Actually got sent down.
Yes, he did.
A day, but
he only got brought back up because of an injury.
Yeah.
You know, it's when you build your team the way Kansas City has, there's a very finite window that they have to win. And they're saying this is it. They know they got this year, next year, and potentially a year after that before those arms in the bullpen are probably past their expiration date.
Right.
So it's going to be very interesting. As far as Cincinnati won in my book. I mean, granted, the Royals are getting a chance to win this year. However, Cincinnati is nowhere close to competing this season. Might be able to retool for 2 or 3 years down the line, and they get 3 really good, really young, left-handed pitching prospects for a guy they were going to lose anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be as good as Addison Russell and Billy McKinney last year for the Cubs, but it's damn close. This is a good haul for Cincinnati.
Well, I mean, anytime you get a 3-for-1 there,
yeah.
I mean, we've already seen a little bit of Finnegan. We've seen what he can potentially bring. And then
there's a lot of talk about John Lamb. The guy has good stuff.
Yeah, I believe the other 2 are starters, I believe, right?
Yeah, Lamb has also gone back and forth between starter and reliever, but yeah.
Yeah, but anytime you can get a 3-for-1, I mean,
you take it.
Yeah.
Especially when you're losing the guy anyway, which sucks. But you know what? Here's the thing. Let's say Cincinnati, they don't fire their manager. They start getting hot. I assume Jay Bruce is next out of the door. I'm really hoping he is because I really think the Cubs need to make that move. And it's going to be hard to get him, but I think that's who the Cubs should go after.
I mean, really the only 2 people that are safe on that roster are Votto and Frazier.
Yeah. Really, that's it. Other than that, it's fire sale. Chapman, I have to assume Chapman is gone now. If Cueto's gone, Chapman's got to be gone, right? But the logic that I'm hearing is not necessarily because Chapman's an attraction. So even though they're losing, people come to the ballpark just to see Chapman, which is flawed logic because he's a reliever. But he's not getting into every game. It's kind of flawed logic, but I don't know if that's going to be the reason why they keep him. But if it is, that's a bad management decision by Cincinnati.
Yeah, I don't expect Walt Jocketty to go with that mindset.
Yeah. Well, that's what I've read. I hope it's not true. I really do. It's interesting, though. I think that Cincinnati can rebuild a little bit. Let's see, but I did have somewhere I was going, and I completely forgot. Let's say they start winning games towards the end of the year, and they look like this is a team that can compete, and they start getting some pieces in the offseason. Who says that they can't go re-sign Johnny Cueto if they really want to, if ownership wants to throw some money
right,
at Cueto?
I mean, there's no salary cap, so
yeah,
everybody's got money. Even you, Oakland.
Yes,
you have money.
They act like they don't.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting. And so far, that's the biggest move of the trade deadline.
You also had Scott Kazmir going to Houston.
Which was, at least from one start, looked to be a great move because Kazmir looked fantastic in his first start for Houston.
Yeah.
Now, what's the other trade that happened? The Mets trade that you called completely?
Well, not the players.
The players.
They've actually performed pretty well since they went over there. They made a trade, right before the game, the Cardinals and Braves game started Friday night. The Mets picked up Juan Uribe and Kelly Johnson from the Braves.
Yep, they did for John Gant and right-handed pitcher Rob Wallen. They also designated John Mayberry. Okay, I don't need to get into all that. But yeah, they got a couple arms back, and it's not a bad move by either team the way I look at it. The Mets still need an impact bat, but
that's true. But I mean, the first couple games they've been there, that offense has they actually have somewhat of an offense.
No, and that's the point. There is, if you're not going to get impact bats, sometimes it's good to get a couple really decent players.
Look at Marco Scudero a couple years ago.
Very good example.
I mean, when he went to San Francisco, he was God. You couldn't get the guy out.
Yeah. Uribe has shown over the course of his career to be a very competent hitter. He has good at bats. He usually doesn't give away things, and he can show some power at times. Kelly Johnson's a very serviceable outfielder. The Mets should be happy with both these moves, especially because they have a death lock on their top prospects, so they're not going to go get an impact bat by trading any of them.
And then, that's why I said I'm putting in quotations, called it, because I knew they're not going to make that blockbuster trade.
No, I'm giving you full credit because you were right. I thought they would end up doing something because I figured with them being as close as they are that it would make sense for them to do it. They're just not, and it's strange. They're 2 games back. They're only 1 behind the win column again with the Nationals. They have a chance to win this division.
No, they really do.
Who thought we'd be saying that in fucking July, late July? Who thought that we'd be saying the Mets can win this division?
Especially with a team that can't hit a beach ball.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. It's crazy. If anybody would have tried to convince anybody else that the Mets, at only 3 games over 500, would be within 2 games of the Washington Nationals, who were all but proclaimed World Series champions by a lot of people, including me.
And this comes back to the spotlight being on the Nationals. Yeah. Every time it seems like the spotlight's on them, they crumble.
Yeah, you know what? And I just don't get it. We could do an entire show of trying to break down what the hell is wrong with the Nationals. And I think it really comes down to one thing and one thing only. It's overvaluing of their mid-talent on the team. We thought this team was packed with a whole bunch of guys that were going to be a lot better than what they were. They got a lot of great elite top-level talent.
Harper's broken out.
But
Rendon's been hurt all year.
Yes, he has. Desmond is not the guy he was last year. I don't even know what happened to Zimmerman. Is he dead? I think he's on the disabled list. Big surprise there. Span is Span. Denard Span is Denard Span. He'll give you a good average, but he's not producing much more than that. And he has injury problems. Mm-hmm. So there's that. The pitching staff is fantastic. We knew that was going to be the case, but I don't know. It seems like there's just something missing. They don't have enough mid pieces. I don't know what it is. It's just very strange.
They don't have enough depth at those say 20 through 25 guys on the roster.
And as good as the pitching staff is on paper, I'm looking at the numbers. They're mediocre. Mm-hmm. 3.63 earned run average.
With the exception of Scherzer. I mean, really.
1.24 whip. They're 21st in the league in batting average against it. You can't let teams hit 259 against you. Hey, that's not going to work. Not with this pitching staff, as good as they were supposed to be, but a lot of this has to do with the fact that Strasburg, the Orchid, and he's taking a shit. Zimmerman, Gonzalez, they're not being the guys that we thought they were going to be. It really is Scherzer and then everybody else. Mm-hmm. Has anyone done less for their value this year than Jordan Zimmerman?
I don't have the stats right in front of me.
He's 3.30 ERA, 8.5, 90 strikeouts, which is below what he does. 1.23 WHIP. All these numbers are above his career numbers. This is not what you want going into a contract season.
No, definitely not. I mean, we usually see, especially these top end guys, just have an absolutely unbelievable walk year. And Zimmerman, he's pitching like, I don't know, what would you give those numbers there? Number 3, maybe?
Yeah, he's a 3. He's a really, really good 3, but he's a 3. I mean, look.
8 and 5, 3.3 ERA. I mean, that's not bad. But
no, it's not bad
not
at
what
all.
You're expecting from Jordan Zimmerman. I mean, you're expecting a guy like Zimmerman to hover around what Scherzer's doing right now.
Yes, we're talking about a guy last year who looked like he really was breaking out. And the year before that, he was truly exceptional. But he had a 2.66 ERA last year. He had a hell of a season, only 14 wins, but wins and losses are proving to be very misleading. Very misleading. I mean, this is a guy who only gave up 59 runs all of last year. He's already given up 45 this year. He only gave up 13 home runs last year. He's already given up 9 this year. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, you want to talk about wins and losses not meaning a whole lot? Shelby Miller, 5-7, winless in his last 12. His ERA is 2.27, and just the other night, gave up 2 hits. 2 hits in, what was it? 2 hits in 7 2/3 innings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wins and losses don't mean as
much.
Yeah, wins and losses don't mean as much as they used to, and Zimmerman is finding that out a little bit in some regards. But all of his numbers are down from what they were a season ago, where everybody was proclaiming him to be the next big thing. The fact is, he's 29 years old. He just turned 29 in May, so he's not going to be 30 going into the offseason. He really had a chance to cash in, and his value is going to be driven way down, which is good news for a team like my team, the Cubs. The Cubs have been looking at Zimmerman for the last 2 years. Look them to be major players. I think Jordan Zimmerman's going to be wearing a Cubs uniform next season. Just my opinion. Oh, yeah. Because his value is going to be way down. Way down. And the Cubs are going to, because the Cubs are not going to be spending David Price money. But with Zimmerman coming off the season that he is, they'll spend Zimmerman money. Money. Yeah.
Fair enough.
So, Cueto. That's how this whole thing started. So final yay or nay on the Cueto thing. Both teams win. Who wins? Anyone lose?
I think both teams win.
Yeah. One of those rare blockbusters where everyone walks away happy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on to the other big story of the weekend. One of the coolest stories, really, and if you watched it, you were thoroughly entertained throughout. The Hall of Fame ceremony happened yesterday. With one of the most star-studded and talented Hall of Fame classes, in a very long time. Usually, you got two really, sometimes only one super elite guy, if anyone goes in at all, because baseball is so fucking hard to get into.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you got a couple of other guys coming in, it's a nice bonus. But let's go over the class this year, shall we? This is insane. When the least noticeable guy on a list is Craig fucking Biggio.
Yeah.
You know we're starting something big. Biggio was a damn good ball player for a team that I hate. I couldn't stand the Astros forever, and I hated the Killer Bees. The Killer Bees.
Oh my God. Oh.
Tell me that didn't bug the shit out of you.
I actually went to a game there between the Astros and the Rangers. Oh my God.
The Killer Bees. Fuck
on
off.
Top of that stupid ballpark.
And the Killer Bees are going to get you. Bagwell with his stupid stance. Ugh. I hated that team. But you know what? Biggio was a hell of a player. The guy could just flat out play the game. 3,000 hits. I mean, there's not a lot more you can say.
Could play anywhere on the diamond.
Could play anywhere on the diamond. He started as a catcher, didn't he?
Yeah, I believe he caught caught Nolan Ryan.
Yes, he did.
Caught Nolan Ryan. Played second base. Or he played like I said, he played everywhere.
Yeah.
Played behind Roger Clemens.
Yes, he did.
I'm leaving some other stuff out too, but
he's played everywhere. I mean, the guy was versatile.
The guy's been around.
Yes, he has. He stole bags. Talking about a guy with 414 career stolen bases,
291 home runs,
1,175 RBI.
Yeah, he got and it seems like every time I watched or tuned into a highlight of an Astro game, Craig Biggio is getting hit by a pitch.
Yeah, goddamn. Didn't he get hit by a pitch a lot? Yes, he did.
Yeah, got hit 285 times in his career. I mean, he led the league in hit by pitches 5 times.
That's 285 free passes right there. Count them as a walk.
Right.
Which he did 1,160 times, by the way. 20-year career, the guy hit 281. That's pretty goddamn impressive.
Not too bad.
A lot of 300 hitters that you see that end their career, a good majority of them, especially ones that don't make the Hall of Fame, which is kind of funny, but those we're talking 15-year guys. This is a 20-year career. 281. That's pretty goddamn impressive.
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
And he's the least notable name on this list. Let's go to the next guy up here, which trying to pick from these three is hard, but we'll go with John Smoltz next. I'm trying to go in order of impact. Smoltz had himself one of the most unique careers that you'll ever see. Arguably one of the part of one of the greatest pitching rotations anyone's ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
That Braves rotation was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yep.
And he was a big part of that in more ways than one. The guy won an ass load of games, and then he blew his arm out, becomes a closer, and has an amazing closing career. And he's a good. You can't argue with it.
And then finished back up with a starter.
Yeah, he did go back to starting, didn't he?
Yes, he did with Boston, and we came over here.
St. Louis. 154 saves, 213 wins. Not bad. Not bad.
No.
Over 3,000 strikeouts. Impressive. And his postseason totals are ridiculous, too. I mean, pretty impressive.
Yeah, game 7, Morris and Smoltz.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there really isn't much more to say about that right there.
41 games pitched in the postseason, 2.69 ERA. How'd you like that? It's not too bad.
I think you'll take that any day.
15-4 in the playoffs. Not bad. Not bad at all. Almost 200 strikeouts in the playoffs.
Clutch.
Not bad.
Clutch.
He was a leader. I love John Smoltz. Love John Smoltz.
I do too.
So congratulations to him. Now, of course, the headliner is who we'll save for last. But whenever you have Randy Johnson going in, and he's not the top guy you're talking about, you know that last guy must have been pretty damn special. But
right.
we'll go to the big unit, who is one of my all-time favorite pitchers.
Just scary seeing him on the mound.
Scary. He was Frankenstein.
I can only imagine what it'd be like going up against a 6'10" lefty who throws in the high 90s. You go back to that John Kruk clip in the All-Star game.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, Johnson throws a high 90s fastball over his head, and Kruk's just like, nope, just you can have it. You can have it.
Go.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, 6'10", throws upper 90s, and then on top of that, his slider. I mean, we talk about Francisco Liriano's slider being not fair. I mean, Randy John, just think of Liriano's slider, and then multiply that by like 10 times.
Yeah,
you are not touching it.
But really, when we're talking about Randy Johnson, there's only one thing to start with, and it's this. I direct your attention to the screen and watch this poor bird. Bang. Bang. Randy Johnson destroying a bird. And it's one of the most visually gratifying clips I've ever seen. I feel so bad for this bird because it's crazy because you don't see the bird fall to the ground. You just see an explosion of feathers. You see the ball fly to the ground, but you don't see the bird. So
it just disintegrated.
It just disintegrates. That's what it looks like. It's absolutely insane. And this
kind of like Hiroshima in 45.
Right? It's crazy. The guy was so good. And you know what else I like? He was kind of a dick. I kind of like that. And I really enjoyed his Hall of Fame speech last night. Just kind of cool, very humbled. He's just a different guy. This is what he had to say, and I really thought it was neat. He said he was describing his transition from an intimidating lefty to a lanky, middle-aged photographer and USO advocate who's traveled the world meeting troops in Iraq, Kuwait, Afghanistan, South Korea, and Cuba. This is what he had to say. I no longer have a fastball. I no longer have a mad bullet, and my scowl is long gone. He's just at peace. He had one of the most impressive careers anybody has ever had. 4,875 strikeouts. 303 wins. He goes down as one of the most intimidating pitchers in the history of the game. Randy friggin' Johnson, the big train.
He did it till he was 45 also.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Did he only win one ring, or did he get two?
Well, he won in 01. Yeah, I believe that's it. Just 01.
Yeah, him and Kurt.
Yeah, that's it.
It's pretty damn impressive, man. His career is ridiculous. It really is one of those special things. He's going 1, 2, 3 seasons with 20 or more victories. I mean, won 24 games in a fucking season in 2004 or 2002. Not bad
24
at all.
24 and 5, yeah.
24 and 5.
Not too bad.
With a 2.32 ERA. It's one of the single greatest seasons you're ever going to see by a pitcher, period.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't really seen that since, last year with Kershaw.
Yeah. Really, it's crazy. What can you say about Randy Johnson that hasn't already been said? He's impressive. As impressive as he is, the headliner, for damn good reason, was Pedro Martinez. Pedro is one of the most charismatic and virtually likable people you'll ever meet. 219 wins, almost 100 less than Johnson. 3,154 strikeouts, more than 1,500 less than Johnson. 2.93 ERA, he's got him there. But for most people's money who saw Pedro pitch, he's one of the top 5 to top 10 greatest pitchers of all time.
I mean, every time you watch Pedro pitch, I mean, he's got the potential to throw a perfect game every single time.
He had that type of stuff. He really did. He really, really did. And he had one of the most classy brawls in history where he could have wrecked an old charging Don Zimmer, but instead he just gracefully lowers him to the ground by his wrinkled old head. Which is another great gif. I'd love to play that, but oh well. I don't want to go get it.
Had a perfect game going against the Reds and plunked Reggie Sanders, and we know how that went.
That's right. Since I don't have the Zimmer gif, here's Randy Johnson blowing up a bird again. There you go. There's more bird blowing up. Jesus, I love that clip.
How does it feel, Dodger fans, that you let Pedro go?
I know, right? Oh my God! And shit, they're not the only ones. Montreal
let him go too.
Montreal doesn't even have a team anymore. Why are we beating up Montreal? You knew. Okay, in LA, the Dodgers knew they had somebody who could be a really good pitcher. I don't think anybody knew how good Pedro was going to turn out to be. Montreal, he started to show that he was a guy to be.
He was for real.
He was for real. And then Boston happened, where, if I'm reading this right, he only had one season with an ERA over 3, and that was his final year with Boston. That's
where they won the World Series.
When they won the World Series.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 seasons, 7 seasons with Boston. Only one with the ERA over 3. That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
He was probably the best stuff I've ever seen in my lifetime. Like,
and only 2 seasons with an ERA above 2.4.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. He was awesome. Didn't get to the postseason as much as a lot of other players. You know, he only had 16 games in the postseason, but that's not an indictment on him.
No.
That's not on him. That's not his fault. Pitchers, you can only impact 1 out of every 5 games. You can impact about 35 starts a year. That's it. And you got to make the most of it. It's just Pedro Martinez, man. What else can you say about Pedro Martinez?
I mean, we just be reiterating what everybody else has. So
he was great. One of my favorite players to watch. And you know what was great about Pedro last night at the Hall of Fame? He was Pedro. He was outlandish and he was charismatic. Everybody else had nice little suits on, dark suits. Pedro shows up in an electric blue suit.
Pedro.
So Pedro with a DR patch on one sleeve and a United States patch on the other. Just classic Pedro. God, I love that guy. Transitioning away from the Hall of Fame ceremony, which was awesome to watch and one of the best we'll probably ever see, We're going to go to a team that has convinced me they are 100% for Rizzle, and that is them New York Yankees, man. The Yankees
they're not ready for that nursing home yet.
No, they found the fountain of youth. Let me tell you, this team is getting scary to me. They've opened up a 6.5 game lead in the AL East. They got a stranglehold on it now, unless they absolutely fall apart.
With this recent stretch, Baltimore is seriously considered becoming sellers now at this point.
Yep. Well, they won the last two, and that might stave them off from really going to the well and emptying the coffers, but we'll see what happens. New York is, I don't know what to say. Fucking Alex Rodriguez hit 3 home runs the other night. It's only the 5th time in his career he's done that.
And he's doing it basically 40 years. I believe today is his 40th birthday.
Yeah, he's 40. Happy friggin' birthday. He's 40. This is a team that is 2nd in runs scored, 10th in batting average at .255, which is not horrible. On base, they're 9th. And slugging percentage, they're 4th. This is a team that is all old guys. Their pitching still leaves a lot to be desired, but it's gotten a hell of a lot better in the last couple of weeks. The Yankees go out and make one move, get one really good pitcher, and watch the fuck out. The Yankees can win the whole damn thing.
And there's been talk around the league that their farm system is better than it has been in
about 5-6 years. Yeah,
an eternity.
Yeah, a long time. And quietly, because nobody knew that the Yankees farm system was getting better again, but they are. It's
right. I mean, they've kind of shied away from signing those big names the last couple of years.
Yep. Gone through some losing seasons, stockpiling some young kids in the system.
I mean, you got Mark Teixeira, who's been healthy all year. He's got 24 bombs, and his average is actually a lot higher than what you'd expect. He's hitting .259.
Yeah, that's gone way up. It's gone way up. The cool thing is they're doing it without a huge season out of Chase Headley, which a lot of people thought he was going to have a huge year. He hasn't had a great season.
He had the what was it, 2012 or 13 where he just went off.
Yeah, and that was it. Everyone thought he was going to be huge, and no. They're doing it with Jacoby Ellsbury mostly on the bench. He's only played 51 games this year, and widely ineffective at times when he has been playing. Brett Gardner, probably their most balanced offensive player, is having a really, really nice year. Yeah, this is it's crazy what they're doing. Beltran, McCann, sorry. These are a bunch of old guys. Garrett Jones, and they're getting it. Stephen Drew, and they're getting it done.
Yeah, Stephen Drew's putting in some stuff a little bit.
Stephen Drew's got 13 home runs.
Yeah.
He's batting 188, but he's got 13 dongs off the bench, I think. I don't even think he's playing every day.
No. Well, I mean,
he's got 266 at-bats, so he's playing quite often.
Well, he's getting a spot start every now and again.
Yeah. It's crazy. I can't explain
he's been taking advantage of that right field jet stream.
Yeah. And you know what? They're doing it without any semblance of a clear number one. Mm-hmm. They do not have a starter.
CC hasn't been CC
in years.
Evaldi shows you flashes of brilliance every now and again, but he's still. It's weird. Pineda either throws next to a no hitter or just gets absolutely shelled, and then Tanaka hasn't been Tanaka.
No, it's nuts when you look at it because Pineda, he's got an ERA at 4. Evaldi, an ERA at 4.27. But he's got 10 wins. Sabathia's got an ERA at 5.38.
Oh.
And yet they just keep winning. They're Tebow right now. All they do is win. It's not pretty, but they win. It's crazy what they're doing. It really is. But they got a hell of a bullpen. This is a bullpen that's really performing. Belances, is that his name?
Yeah. Betances.
There's a T in there? I don't see a T. Oh, Betances?
Yeah.
Is that a T?
Yeah, Dylan Betances.
Oh, okay, I thought it was an L. I can't read. My eyes are all messed up. He's having a great year out of the pen.
They got 2 closers back there in Betances and Miller.
Yeah. Andrew Miller, that's another old man, isn't it?
Andrew Miller?
Yeah, oh, he's 30.
Yeah.
He's 30. He's not that old. Oh, he has my birthday, too, May 21st. Having a great year. I mean, so my question to you is, are the Yankees for real, man? And can they win the whole damn thing? Can they win the pennant?
Can they win the pennant? Well, I mean, come postseason time, it's all about that. It's all about that pitching, and obviously the rotation is, let's say subpar at best.
Subpar yet effective.
I mean, offense is really toned down in the postseason.
Yeah,
and they're a big all or nothing team at the plate, but
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't want to bet against them. That's the thing. Because every point you just made.
I'm not betting against them. I am not betting against them.
Every point you just made is completely valid. And the fact that they're 500 on the road, I mean, everything you just said, completely valid. Yet I heard that long breath at the end of that because you can't bet against this team because something about them makes you believe in them. I don't know what it is, man. It's a scary team to me. And I think if they make one move, for some reason, I feel like we're going to get a classic Yankees move here, and they're going to wind up with Hamels. You know,
I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that.
It just would not surprise me. Like George Steinbrenner's ghost just comes up and says, "This must be done."
And also another good pickup for them in the bullpen, Justin Wilson.
Yeah,
he's got a 2.57 ERA. From the left side, giving you a great option with a lefty. I mean, he's been really good.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the Yankees are for real. Now, switching from the Yankees to something that I'm really upset about and don't want to talk about, but I have to because it's fair. My Chicago Cubs, they're fading. Yes, fading. They're not in a losing streak, they are, but that's not what we're seeing. It's not just a rough patch. This is a team that has been fading for the last 6 weeks. They're not playing as well. The young guys are all starting to falter. Rizzo's not even – he's marred in a really nasty slump. Castro has been horrible all season. And they just got swept by the worst team in baseball. Swept in ugly fashion.
Yeah, that was well, from a Cubs fan perspective, it wasn't pretty.
Oh, I'm sure you had a smile on your face, you douche. They got no hit for the first time in 50 years. Longest streak in baseball of getting not getting no hit. They're now 11 and a half games back of the Central. They're behind in the second wild card spot. They're only frickin' 5 games above 500 now, and they're only allowing Kyle Schwarber to play 3 out of 5 games because they won't let him catch Arrieta and Lester, and they won't put him in the outfield. Their best hitter right now, they won't play.
Which is strange because that's their big problem right now.
Yes,
they're not hitting.
They're not hitting. And now, what could have easily been fixed in this Phillies series could have went completely different. But then yet again, that same old problem yields its head, and closer problems. This time, Jason Mott gives up a lead in the 9th. And we lose in extras. How many times did that happen this year? It's obvious to me what needs to happen. The Cubs need to go and get a closer. So now this is my radical fix for the Cubs. You want to fix the Cubs and you want to fix them right now? Listen up, Epstein. Listen up, Hoystein. Because I got the fix for you. You package up Javi Baez. Or you convince Cincinnati that Starlin Castro is still viable and he's a better fit for them than Javi Baez, which I highly doubt that. You start with Castro, you start with Baez, you put them both in there if you have to. You get a couple pitchers that Cincinnati is really interested in. You put together a 4 or 5 player package. I don't know exactly who. And you do everything you can to get Jay Bruce and Arnoldus Chapman from that team. If you have to empty the fucking coffers, you do it, because both those players are under team control. There's no reason not to make this move. You need power, especially in the outfield, and you need a closer. This will give you both, and it won't affect the product on the field right now. This is what you have to do. I don't even care if you get rid of the number 1 pick in the draft from this season, who looks really good, another very professional college level hitter. That's what the Cubs need to do, because they need offense and they need a closer.
107 years people have been waiting there.
It's time. Make a move. I don't like emptying. Look, the Phillies want the world for Cole Hamels. They want the fucking world.
Well, they're idiots.
They are idiots, yes. But Price is going to be expensive, and the Cubs probably won't be able to re-sign Price in the offseason anyway. I don't like that move. I don't like it at all. Anybody else? I don't. Another big name starter is not what the Cubs need to fix this team. They need bullpen help, and they need a bat. And nobody's talking about that the Cubs need a bat. They need a fucking bat.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see when you look at the Cubs? Be honest. Be brutally honest. Rip them apart. I don't give a shit.
Starting pitching this year has been, fantastic. I mean, Lester's been off and on. Arrieta's been awesome. With the exception of his last start. You were saying Hendricks was, looking like what you thought he would be.
Yeah.
But they don't hit. They don't hit.
Bryant is slumped mightily. He's had a really nasty stretch. He's now hitting only 252 on the year. He still has 56 RBI, which is wonderful. Now the question really is: Are they just fading out because this is all these young guys' first real taste of competition? I mean, even Rizzo and Castro. This is the first year where there's real expectations with this club. Is this just too much for them right now?
I mean that could always be it too. I mean, some of the younger hitters might be getting exposed a little bit. There's no excuse for Castro.
None.
There's no excuse there. And Rizzo, I mean, you're watching the Cubs day in and day out like I do the Cardinals, so you could tell me more about Rizzo. I mean,
yeah, I don't get it. Rizzo's batting average dropped over 30 points in the past 5 weeks.
So is Matt Carpenter's. I mean, he's hitting like 250 now. But I mean, a lot of the times, like I was saying with Carpenter, he looks in between at times. And when he does hit the ball, it's right at somebody. I mean, you're not gonna do anything about that. I mean, could Rizzo be in between, late on the fastball, early on the curveball?
That's what it looks like right now. Honestly, it just looks like he's really pressing on everything. He looks like he's really, really pressing.
Carpenter's got pretty much the same issue. I mean, really.
It seems like he's going up there. He's not working the count, which is Anthony Rizzo's strong suit, by the way. He's not working counts. It looks like he's trying to make up the entire deficit with one swing of the at-bat. It seems like he's frustrated that he's getting absolutely no help with the rest of the team, and he's just going up there and trying to do it all himself. You can't do that. Now, this is a guy who's been
unless
in the league.
Unless you're Mike Trout.
Unless you're Mike Trout. That's a very good point. He's been in the league 4 years. His career batting average is only 259. So him hitting that 330 shit that he was hitting early in the year might have been a little bit of an aberration. He's back down to 282. I think that's about where he's at. I think he's about a 285 hitter.
When I see Rizzo, I see him between 280 and 300.
Yeah. His home runs, he's barely hitting no power lately. But he's still getting on base at a nice clip. He's stolen some. Can you believe he's stolen 14 bags this year?
I mean, he can move a little bit.
He's 6'3", 240. He's a giant.
He can move a little bit.
He can move.
You don't have to be Usain Bolt to steal bases.
No, you don't. You just have to be
Speaking of stolen bases, real quick, I just want to mention that Albert Pujols last night stole his 100th bag.
Nice. He got it. He got his 100th bag. Very nice.
We were just talking about that.
We were just talking about that. It's crazy. I don't know. I'm so depressed over the Cubs right now. I really am. Going in after the All-Star break, seeing Atlanta, Cincinnati, Philadelphia. I'm like, wins. We can go on a 14-game winning streak.
I mean, it really all started after Pedro Strop, not Pedro Strop. Rondon met Johnny Peralta.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. And the Cubs just have not recovered. We still have winnable games. We still have winnable games coming up right now.
The Rockies.
We got the Rockies. Look, as bad as the Phillies have been, right now they're playing the best baseball that they've played in 3 years. It's ridiculous how well the Phillies are playing. They're 8-2 in their last 10.
It seems like they got those old bones moving a little bit. They took some Advocare joint promotion.
Very nice. I see what you did there. Very nice.
Which I haven't tried, but
well, because you're not 50.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, it's crazy, man. The Cubs are upsetting me. That's all I got with the Cubs. No other big story is Zach Greinke's scoreless inning streak comes to an end
on a fielder's choice by Jacob deGrom, which wouldn't have happened, by the way, if Jock Peterson didn't boot the ball.
Yeah, good job, Jock.
Him and his 60 home runs.
That's right. Is he? I think he's still stuck at 20.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't hit a home run in forever. I think he beat me in fantasy, by the way, but I've been paying less and less attention to that every week.
I know. He just got beaten by Mamba. Good job.
Well, I didn't pay attention to it for like 5 days.
I told you to pay attention. I told you at the beginning of the week. I said you got
it. I was on vacation. I planned to get stuff done, and I was just happy doing nothing.
Damn it, Jeff.
I really was.
Damn it. I have not lost in fantasy in 9 weeks. I've been ridiculous. I'm a monster. Yeah. So what else you got? What do you got in the world of baseball? Anything else? Anything left?
Trout and Pujols still having great, phenomenal seasons. Quick fun fact for you. Heard this stat Friday night, I believe. Going into that night, Trout and Pujols combined for 57 home runs. The Atlanta Braves had 57 home runs as a team.
Oh, I love those stats. Stats.
Yeah, so Trout and Pujols are
good.
They're pretty good.
Trout just hit his 31st home run?
Yes, it was a grand slam, by the way.
A salami. That's right.
Guy can do it all, man.
Yes, he can. Hey, just if you guys haven't been reading the screen, make sure you do a couple of things. First, make sure you hit like on this little video here. Probably should have told you that, because if you're still sticking around, you really are a diehard. And of course, I got my tip jar now. Dead on Dave Productions now have a tip jar. So if you want to donate to the channel, there's a little link in the description box below for which you can do that. And you can see the website right there. You can go ahead and donate to www.twitchalerts.com/donate/deadondave. So you can go ahead and donate to the channel, and I'll make good use of that money, damn it, and I won't just spend it on women and coke.
Sounds good.
Yeah. But other than that, you got anything else?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Go ahead and plug yourself, buddy, before the wind's picking up again. I'm worried that the internet's going to
go out. Hear it. I can hear it.
Yeah, it's not good.
Okay, well, kind of like Dave's tip jar. You wanna help me out, and help yourself out. You can go to my channel at Grand Slam 87, do some video game stuff, and give you some stupid little healthy tips that some people don't realize. So maybe you can get some sort of benefit off that. But on my YouTube page, you're gonna find my Advocare page, which you can go and try some of the products that I've raved about. I actually just made a video talking about another one that'll be up in a little while.
Sweet.
So you wanna get yourself in better shape. Look at some of the videos, some of the tips I've been giving out, and try some of the stuff that I've used from Advocare. And if you want to hear the whole story behind that, we did a video 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, you can find it on my channel or Dave's channel, either or.
Yep.
And you can find out the whole story behind Advocare and what it can do. What it can do for you. I mean, you see what it's done for me. I don't know if you have the picture up there right now.
No, I went with a different picture. I went with you in your mask.
Oh, okay. Good enough.
But you're wearing Advocare gear in that, so I thought that was good.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I mean, you can see the results that they've helped give me in a year, and it's quite incredible.
It is quite incredible. It also makes me sad to be a human being. You're an Adonis, and I'm a schlub. But I got a treadmill now, and I'm trying to lose weight. So, and I'm thinking about putting together some kind of package about showing my new journey through weight loss. So,
cool.
Yeah. But I've been getting a lot of very nice comments from people saying that it looks like I've been losing weight lately, and I really appreciate that. So I'm trying to up the game a little bit.
You're looking really nice.
I appreciate that. I still want to cut meat off of your abs.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Anyway, that's all I've got. Why not end the show on a creepy note? You know what? Hold on, wait a second. Let's watch it. Let's watch that bird getting blown up again. There you go.
That's always good.
That's always good.
Animal cruelty.
There you go. Hey, it's not cruel. It wasn't on purpose. That bird flew into it. That's suicide. It's bird suicide.
There you go.
That's what it was. Randy wasn't trying to...
Unintended bird suicide.
Damn right.
Or maybe it was intended.
Randy wasn't aiming for that bird. Come on.
Not Randy, the bird.
Oh, yeah. The bird saw the ball and said, I'm going for it. That's right. Thank you guys for joining us right here on Dead on Dave Productions and another fantastic episode of Touch 'Em All. Sorry that it's a little shorter, or maybe you're thankful of that. I don't know.
Probably thankful.
I didn't have my A game today.
That's all right.
But I appreciate everything as always, my friend. Thank you for joining me right here. Good job as always.
Thank you. Don't worry about how you performed today. I mean, you got to worry about Sharknado going on over there.
That's right.
I can't believe that exists.
Get my asshole eaten by a shark.
I can't believe there's, let alone one. There are three of them.
Three of them.
And I have not watched a single one. And
they're amazing. They'll change your life, Jeff.
No.
They will change your life. Go watch Sharknado, everybody, and enjoy your baseball week. We'll see you next time right here on Touch 'Em All. And have yourself a merry little week. I don't know why, but do it anyway. As always, like, subscribe, and share. And if you don't have talent, have talented friends. Peace!
All right, I'll be right back. Be right back.